Hello, Insomniacs. It's Kurious Cyclopes.
And Steve.
Well, as you can see, I got a little something strapped onto my head. I can't really see jack shit. This is probably what you see without glasses, right?
Probably a little worse.
Oh, God. That makes me feel really bad. Can we start a GoFundMe for some laser eye surgery?
No, I hate my face without my glasses, dude.
Oh, all right. Well, don't eat any carrots, please. Let's keep them blind, guys. What happened? You looked at that clips too long, huh? Yeah. All right, well, I gotta say, virtual reality, it's been talked about since we were little kids.
Right.
I think even at, like, remember Kids Castle? It was kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese knockoff. I remember even there, they had, I think you had to pay extra, but they had some kind of VR headset where you turn and shoot or whatever. Obviously, like, I didn't get to try it, but we've been aware of the whole concept for a long time. It wasn't until recent years that virtual reality became kind of like a household thing that people could afford.
Right.
So not only do we have these VR headsets that you get at Walmart, even Five Below. The cheapest are like $5. The more this one's like $5. The more expensive ones can go up to like hundreds. But and obviously PlayStation VR, because you could play that new Resident Evil game. What was it, 7, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you could play that in VR. So obviously, naturally, one would think, wow, what will VR do to the horror world? So, how did this even get brought up last night, Steve? Me and Steve had a little slumber party, and how did we even bring up the VR? I forget.
I think we were talking about how initially we had planned last weekend to take a trip out to Philadelphia.
That's fucking right.
For that Float
for the
VR.
Yeah, the VR experience. They've been going on tour with their bus to, let's say, like Philly, New York, I guess just all over the country.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were discussing going up to Philly for it.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we've been strapped on funds for quite a while
now.
A
little bit.
So we're trying to get back into the full-time jobs, which, we didn't really want to do, but we don't have a choice.
Right.
Because obviously, we ain't just going to make money out of thin air, but
yeah.
So yeah, we talked about the VR experience. We ended up not going, and guess what? Last night, after we got back from hanging out, Steve was like, you know what? I actually have a freaking VR headset that we can use to watch the VR experience, because if you don't know, it is available to watch on your phone or computer, but why the hell would you do that when you could use this? Like,
right, exactly.
So guys, please don't spoil it for yourselves. Use one of these $5 headsets from Five Below and watch the VR experience.
And make sure you use headphones when you're watching it, because
you want it.
It's the full experience. You need to be fully immersed.
Yeah, I was actually really glad that he recommended that to me, because guess what? You cannot see the real world. You cannot hear the real world.
No.
So it's just you and this universe that's in here. So, yeah, me and Steve were fucking excited to try to VR. It took like a little tweaking because we didn't know really how to use it. But when we got it right, oh my god!
Oh,
so
it was great.
I think I was the first one to actually experience it.
Yep.
Guys, I cannot remember the last time. It's very, very hard to get me scared or to make me jump, especially from a horror film. But oh my god! Apparently, I can still be scared.
Yeah.
In VR.
Dude, I was almost amazed watching you do this in VR, because I'm just watching you react and kind of
it's
jump.
Impossible to scare me.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, dude. It made me more scared to do it after you.
Yeah, a little nervous.
Because I was like, oh man, if it's making him jump, like I'm done for.
But guys, please go see it. It was a promo, obviously, for the movie. So, Georgie's boat, you follow it, you go into the sewers, and who is waiting down there to fuck with you, and oh god, the effects, bloody balloons. I don't even want to really spoil it.
Right, it's like you want to talk about it so bad, but like you have to do it for yourself.
I could tell you about every little thing that pops up, but guys, it's fucking scary. And if you're like me, and you're so hard and horror that you can't get scared, I think this will do it.
Oh yeah.
So, Steve, what did you think when you were finished with your experience? I know, obviously, you're clenching yourself.
Oh yeah,
dude.
It's just like the hardest part about the VR thing is like you'll have something like pop up at you or whatever, and like your instinct tells you from watching movies and stuff that you just want to like look away to get away from it. But if you look away, you're just still in that world.
Exactly.
Like there's nowhere you can go.
And that is one of my most favorite things that he like kind of brought up to me. Like in VR, there is no looking away from the screen because you're stuck in that fucking world.
The best thing you can do is just like look down at your feet and like just
oh
not even look
yeah,
around.
And then hopefully nothing pops up.
Exactly.
But yeah, it definitely spooked me and him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it scared us, especially cause like at the same time, you're like, shit. I hope I don't like knock anything over or run into a wall.
Right.
Because obviously you literally are looking not just 360 but all over, up, down, all around. So,
Right.
and depending on where it's guiding you, you know where to look for when something's gonna happen. Just like if you see like a shadow, you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to look over here, but
And like the safest way to do it is if you have one of those like office chairs like on wheels that'll like rotate and stuff.
Yeah. Oh
but,
my, yes.
But we didn't have that luxury,
Yeah,
so
we
we're
stood.
just standing up in an empty space, like spinning around, hoping not to hit shit.
To be honest, I think standing, I'm gonna say it probably makes it more effective.
Oh yeah.
Because sitting in a computer chair would be comfortable, but I think you feel more vulnerable because you're standing in open space.
Oh yeah.
And especially if villains are coming at you, if they're eye to eye with you, you know they're the same height as you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that bugs you the fuck out. Like, that bugged me out.
Dude, the thing that always throws off my like balance and makes me kind of dizzy is when I'm like in a VR thing and I look down and I don't see like feet or anything. And it throws my body off for some reason. It makes me all dizzy.
So, what time last night did we start this tomfoolery? 1 o'clock?
Yeah, it was like 1:30 in the morning.
So naturally, after we, seriously, I'm not kidding, after we got mind blown from the AVR experience, we found out, oh my god, this has been going on for quite a while. So before we move on to what the other things we saw, I will say it's kind of weird to rate something other than a movie, but hey, for my experience, I will rate the VR experience 5 out of 5.
Oh, for sure.
I think it's a masterpiece,
Yep.
especially because it was literally my first virtual reality experience ever. I never wore one of these until last night, never played the PlayStation VR, and what a fucking way to get introduced to VR.
Yeah.
It wasn't on a water slide, it wasn't on a roller coaster, it was in the sewers
Yep.
with Pennywise.
And I mean, I would have to agree. I would give it a 5 out of 5 also, and I think it was so much better than I expected because when I heard about it, I was like, oh, cool. Especially when we were talking about going to Philly for it. I was like, man, we're going to drive all the way out to Philly, do this like 5-minute thing. It's going to be like kind of creepy, but fucking like Pennywise is only going to pop out like right at the end and scare you. And like that wasn't the case at all. So it was great.
Oh my god. And I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but I will tell you, when you start out, you're starting out right in the street of Derry, Maine. And guess what? I know I was supposed to look forward, but just because I'm curious with VR, because I never did it before, I turned around all the way behind me, and I saw all the little houses, all the little, like, yards, like, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm truly in Derry.
Yep.
It was incredible.
Oh, it was great.
But yeah, like I said, naturally, right after that, we discovered there was a lot fucking more.
Yeah.
What was the first one that we did after it?
It felt like a natural transition since we had actually come from seeing the movie. But we ended up doing the Annabelle Creation VR experience.
And I will say, when we saw that, I think right away we said it was creepier.
Yeah.
Than it one. And we don't mean that in a bad way.
No,
we just
not at
mean
all.
that's how good this whole VR thing is.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, in the Annabelle Creation VR experience, you're literally in a room of dolls. How can it get any worse than that?
I started it and then lifted the goggles off of my face just to say to him, like, dude, why are there fucking dolls everywhere?
Mm-hmm. And I will say, guess what? Just like the It one, Annabelle 2, the VR experience, it freaked me out even more, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus. And actually after that, we found The Conjuring 2. They had 2 different ones. The first one we saw, it was like cool but not creepy.
Yeah.
The second one we saw, oh my god, guys. Make sure you choose The Conjuring 2 VR experience. Do both, but make sure you do the one with the nun. Don't forget. But oh my god, that was the scariest one of the night, dude. It literally freaked. I literally like grabbed my chest because I was so fucking scared. I'm sorry to blow up your spot, but
Hey,
Steve
man.
didn't even finish it. He could not even finish it.
I was like, I don't know if it was like the combination of just like loading them up like all night and just like building the tension.
It was like straight anxiety for hours.
And I fucking hate the nuns so much,
Yeah.
dude. And then
I'll even say if I saw that nun in real life, I'm the fuck out of there.
yeah,
That demon nun.
and like it just, I don't know, I hit this point where I felt like trapped in this like hallway, and I saw her coming, and I was just like, I'm
Yep,
done.
Yep, he said as soon as he turned around and saw the nun in the distance, took that shit right off. And I told him, yeah, there was like 2 more really scary moments that happened, but I can't give him too much shit because he doesn't even like haunted houses. So this,
Dude, I
this
hate
might be,
haunted houses.
This might be worse than haunted houses because I was telling him, actors in the haunted house, they're very limited to the real world.
Right.
This, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen to you. You have no control over yourself.
It just causes such like dread and anxiety, dude. Like you're constantly on edge, just like waiting to see like what the fuck's gonna happen, and it makes it that much worse.
So like, and right naturally we said every time a new horror film comes out, we want a VR experience promo. And what a genius way to promote the film.
Oh yeah.
Because a preview on TV, who knows, someone might skip that. But if you're seeking out a virtual reality experience, you're going to get a lot more people to see an ad for your movie because it is fucking terrifying. And I told him, I was like, I can't believe we get all these cool experiences for free.
Right.
So what else did we see? We saw one for Insidious that I think Insidious and Paranormal Activity, they were only available on like PlayStation VR or Android devices.
The Samsung one, the
Yeah,
Gear,
because
yeah.
unfortunately we found out apparently not all of them are Google Cardboard, which sucks because just use Google Cardboard.
Right.
Because can't anyone do Google Cardboard?
I think so.
Yeah. So it's kind of a shame that some of them are limited to like Android or PlayStation VR, but is there any other ones we saw last night? Any other horror ones?
The only other 2 that I can remember, I don't think you did it, but I did the Don't Breathe one.
Someone recommended that on our Facebook
today?
Yeah, on our Facebook page today, yeah.
It was okay. I mean,
I didn't do that.
It's jumpy, but it's because there's just a dude who's like shooting a gun constantly, and it's like right in your ear.
And you said it wasn't the same actor, right?
It didn't look like him. I could be wrong, but like
it could make sense because who knows? Maybe the promo was done a lot.
Right.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they couldn't get the guy, but.
And then I know that we both did. It's not necessarily horror, but they had that Kong Skull Island one.
Remember, kaiju counts. So if you have a problem with that, here you go. So kaiju counts. Godzilla, King Kong, we will be discussing them a ton in the future. But yeah, the Kong one, holy shit, you're in the plane. Dude, I told him when I saw Kong, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it, but he picks up the plane that you're in, and I said, Steve, I felt like I got to finally experience the Universal Studio ride that I never got to do. Because I think it was in the 90s, they took down the monorail ride, where he would pick it up, get right in your face, and scream. Well, guess what? If you missed out on that, here's a perfect opportunity. The Kong Skull Island VR experience was awesome.
Yep.
And obviously, you're looking up, and he's fucking huge. And you know how small you are in comparison, so that was incredible. I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, this counts too. Simpsons Treehouse of Terror.
Yeah.
They do, obviously, we know every Halloween. Well, I don't even know what number this is, like 17?
I think it was 27.
Wow, see, that's how bad I am with
Yeah.
Simpsons. I don't watch Simpsons, but I do. Me and him, we both love the Treehouse of Terror.
Yeah.
So, their last Halloween, for the first time ever, Simpsons had a virtual reality segment called Planet of the Couches. It was like a Planet of the Apes parody.
Yep.
But guess what? It was in full virtual reality. And in the beginning, Lisa's like, is it VR yet? Is it VR yet? And Homer's like, no, no. And he goes, yes. As soon as he says yes, boom, the top opens, the bottom opens, the left and right, and you're in a Simpsons world. And dude, in general, there was stuff that he saw that I didn't see because we were looking at different spots.
Yeah.
But even in the horror ones, in Annabelle, I saw a fucking Annabelle spirit that he didn't see because he was looking at something else going on. So every time you do this, it could be a different experience.
Right.
And obviously, it's a different experience for everyone because not everyone's going to look at the same spots at the same time. So,
Yeah.
guys, invest a fucking $5 at least to get one of these. And
Yep.
please, please, horror fans, try these virtual reality horror experiences. Especially because if you do, and they constantly see people viewing it more, they're probably more likely to make more.
Oh, yeah.
And Steve, do you have a wish list of VR horror promos you want to see?
Whew. I'm trying to think what's coming. Well, Jigsaw.
We did
would be
discuss that
dope.
last night.
Yeah.
Imagine either being in a trap and having to find your way out of it, or because I know there has been virtual reality horror promos that are interactive.
Right.
Like, even though we didn't get to try it, I heard Paranormal Activity was kind of like a game where I'm assuming you look at certain items and it like you uncover clues.
Yeah.
But yeah, so please try it. It's really worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. And this is a totally new technology to me and him, really. Because how long have you had this?
Less than a year, probably.
And what have you done with it until last night?
Jack
shit, right?
Yeah, I did like probably one of those like roller coaster things like when I first got it or something.
Yeah, so you probably blew it off as like, oh, it's just a dumb gimmick trend, like, But no, seriously, if you're a horror fan, you need to experience this.
And the good thing is, it doesn't even really matter like what kind of phone you have, because if you look, you just
totally
like snap that open.
That can even fit the old ass iPhones
in it. Yep, and then it just snaps shut right onto your phone.
And of course, naturally, I'm like, oh well, a virtual reality that uses your smartphone. How good can that look? No, it looks fucking phenomenal.
Yep.
Seriously, it really does. And you know what? I said I might even go buy myself a $5 one and then line up at it. When is that coming out? Next 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So hell, if I get there early, I might say, hey, anyone didn't do the VR experience that wants to try? Because I'm so hyped about it that I want other people to experience it. So yeah, I would love to see Jigsaw. I would love a Cult of Chucky one with Chucky running around in VR, like you're in a room, or no, you're in a mental hospital.
Right.
That'd be cool. So what else is coming out? Jeepers Creepers could be obvious. Like, imagine if you're on a bus, like in part 2,
right?
And he's breaking through the windows, taking your friends away.
It'd be an interesting swerve if for the Jeepers Creepers one, you turn it on and you're a little kid and the director's running after you trying to touch your butthole.
Victor Salvador. Yeah, that'd be scary. That'll be like one of the post-credit things. Like after Jeepers Creepers 3 comes up, he's like, "Get over here, little boy."
He still has like the face thing going on and everything.
I just want to give you a kiss. Yeah, maybe he wrote that movie about himself. Maybe he is the creeper.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What else is even coming out? Man, like I would love, it's not like it's a new movie or anything, but I would love a good like Jaws experience.
Ooh. I think you did mention that someone uploaded the ride onto
the
VR,
Universal ride.
But it was kind of just first person. On those things you can't look around.
Yeah.
But Halloween, I would love to see him do it for even though it's next year, I would love to see that happen. A VR. Just have like you look out the window of your house, you see Michael Myers. Next thing you know, he's coming in your kitchen.
You know what? Thinking of like rides and stuff, what would be creepy? You remember before they turned it into like a Stitch ride at Disney, they had that Alien experience.
I went on Alien Encounter. Alien Encounter, yes.
Yep.
I think I was there one of the last few years that it was up.
Like that would be cool in VR where you could hear it like breathing behind you and shit. Like.
But that was even like beyond because it would touch you and stuff.
Right.
And obviously that's going to be the next step, getting touched. I don't know if I want to get touched.
I don't want any part of that.
Like trust me, the headphones and the goggles are enough.
Yeah, it is.
You're totally immersed. Trust me, I used to love scaring the shit out of Steve. But I told him last night, I was like, dude, please don't be afraid that I'm going to grab you while you're in the VR world, because I'm not going to do that. Do you know why? As much as I wanted to, and I would love to, he would have took out a wall, took down his bookshelf,
smashed my TV.
He would have been like, I fucking got it, like 2 in the morning. But yeah, we were doing VR from 1 to 5.
Oh, yeah.
So that should be an indicator. It's not a gimmick. It's fucking awesome.
Yep.
But when it comes to VR horror, anything else you got to say?
No, I just look forward to more.
Yeah, make more.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. It's very effective. It works. Your VR, good chances I will go see it. So yeah, like we said, go check out it. Go check out The Conjuring 2. They even had one for Ouija, like one of those sequels. But guys, just Google it.
The MVPs, man. Like, at least if you're gonna check out it, Annabelle, and The Conjuring 2.
Do those first, please. But those are the best.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that wraps up my thoughts. So.
Yep.
Get one of these and go check out those horror promos. So. Thank you for watching, Kurious Cyclopes
and Steve.
And this is Never Sleep Again TV. See you in the next episode.
Thanks, guys.